Since Catholic schools entered the control of the state sector 100 years ago, they have added to the diversity of Scottish education and indeed Scottish life, and I believe that they're part of the unique social contract that we have in Scotland between the state and the people. And as someone who has benefited from a Catholic education locally, St Thomas's Primary School in Neilston and St Luke's High School in Barrhead, I know the value that I place on that education, and indeed that my family placed on that education as well.
We like to think of our education of young people as forming a triangle where we have the homes and the families, and then where we have parishes and involvement, and then we have our schools. And within that triangle, our young people that are within that triangle can grow in happiness and also in faith and in responsibility and in a sense of civic participation.
We've established a mini Vinnies in St Thomas's School, and the children, together with their teacher, Mrs Gillespie, has set up an agenda for the coming few months. Each month we're going to do a different activity to help those in need, the poor in our community, and a bit wider afield as well. And the idea is to show the rest of the school and others how we can have compassion and caring for those in need.
So boys and girls, in your role as mini Vinnies, what task are you doing today to help others in need?
Well, now we're chopping vegetables for the soup kitchen to give to people that are less fortunate than ourselves.
I'm here today to speak to you about Skiaf's Wee Box appeal. It helps them feel good about themselves because they can look after their own children, and then their children might get to go to school because education is really important. Some schools will fast, some high schools will go without food. This little logo, this means that any money that you give as a school will actually be doubled by the UK government.
There's a mass on every lunch on a Friday, and you can go if you want. You don't have to go, like the teachers don't force you. They just say if you want to go, go along, and then the oratory is always opened if you want to go in and just sit and like pray quietly or just think about your thoughts.
So here we are in our school oratory where Mass is celebrated 3 times a week. We are lucky that it's very well supported by staff, our learners and members of our local community. Not only that, this space, this heart of our school is used actively throughout the day by many varied groups, including Caritas, Life Group, the music department and many other activities. When I'm not here in this beautiful space, you'll find me round in the physics and science department working with very many talented pupils. My subject, physics, goes hand in hand with my faith. One of the main reasons that I decided to become a physicist was this fascination with the universe, whether it's here by design or accident. It's so wonderfully simple in its complexity that being able to describe the universe is what drove me to my subject. And for me, it's pretty clear that God's the architect of the universe. He's given us free choice, free will, the intelligence to figure out what drives our universe forward. And physics describes our natural world. God's world, they're not at odds. It's about questioning and understanding our theories. Many early scientists were actually priests, and it was their drive, their quest for understanding that really pushed our knowledge forward. And while the Big Bang is the most accepted beginning of the universe at the moment, when science moves on and perhaps it will remain, perhaps it will change, there's nothing to be afraid of there. God exists outside of space-time, and I feel honoured to have the opportunity to impart my knowledge to all my learners and give them the chances and opportunities to explore God's universe.
Values-based education is prevalent in all of our schools, and in Roman Catholic schools those values are based obviously on their faith, which is a real strength, and especially when pupils, parents, staff and the church and the wider community support upholding, practising and witnessing that faith.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love
One of the things I've valued as a parent of children at a Catholic school is the fact that the school is very much connected to a wider community. There's a close relationship between the school, the parents and the homes, and the local parish.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
That's very reassuring for a parent to know that your children are at a school that doesn't just sit in isolation, but it's part of a wider, of a bigger, supportive community.
Excited for tomorrow then?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous.
You got your dress?
Yes.
Do you remember how you felt in your communion?
Yeah, I was really shaking.
Yeah, but it was quite fun. What about you? Are you excited, Daniel?
Yeah. You got your suit or a kilt?
I have got a kilt. You going to have a party after?
Yeah.
There is a lot of connection between what's happening in the parish and what's happening in the school, and that makes the communications and the connections between the school, the homes and the parishes very, very close, and it's very, very reassuring and something that parents value.
So the Faith Award has 7 gifts. The 7 gifts help me understand my faith more, like when I go to church or maybe school or home, like kind of help out around the house more. Because I understand that my mum has to work and it's not just all about me or my brother.
I think being a teacher is a special vocation in itself. However, being a Catholic teacher adds an extra dimension to that vocation. In today's society, sometimes children's lives can be chaotic or hectic.
Trespass against us.
Being able to use prayer as an anchor of peace and quiet and calm really allows us to let children take a step back and remove themselves from that anxious environment. The simple act of joining your hands, making the sign of the cross, seems to instill calm within the children, and it gives them something to focus on and do rather than think of what they're worried about. Also knowing that they have someone that they can talk to through God, and not having having those conversations with God also allows them to have that calm aspect that they have within their lives that they might not have anywhere else.
We start the school day with our morning prayer. Some people say it, some people don't, but it's good because it tells you what you're going to be doing in the day, and to respect and understand and respect your teachers, and to respect your friends, and to work hard to the best of your ability.
Being part of the Catholic school allows children to feel a sense of belonging. They know that they belong to a wider community, and they can feel that because they have that support there from parishioners, from family members and their teachers as well.
Well done, Claire. Here's your sticker. You can go and collect your star from Mrs. Devlin.
Thank you.
Morning, Claire. Have a seat. What can I do for you?
I got a sticker for God's gifts.
Really? And why did you get the sticker for God's gift?
For being a good role model and kind.
That is absolutely fantastic. So you know the procedure. What do you do? And what do you do with the sticker? Well done, you. You should be very proud of yourself. Go get your star.
That's what really being part of a community is, that you know that you have a place there and that you have a role within that community, and that allows you to be the best person that you can possibly be.
Catholic schools are, in the main, good schools. In fact, very good schools. But there's a whole lot behind that. I mean, they're at their best, they're meant to be centred on Christ and on His gospel. And that means that it's a shared project of education between a community of faith, its parents, its teaching community, the young people themselves, and even the people who go to Catholic schools who aren't Catholic. They know what the young people will be reflecting upon and what the motivation is behind education in a Catholic school.
My feeling is on sending my children to a Catholic school, it's more about sending my children to a faith-based school. There's a lot of communalities in faith, albeit God as being a unifying factor. But beyond that, I think if you have that as the basis on which you set your education upon, it's a very good pillar or a very good base for our children to learn their education and be inspired for their life through a faith-based, that carries through them throughout life. So whether it's to do with their jobs, whether it's to do with their family life and their relationships with one another, I can feel a comfort at the fact that from the primary education onwards, that they're getting some value in understanding the communalities in faith and sharing those with other children who have a belief in God.
Good morning. Primary 6 pupils are going to perform for you an Easter cantata called Roll Back the Stone. In our cantata, we will show the real meaning of Easter, which is not chocolate eggs and the Easter bunny. It is Jesus dying on the cross and rising again. We will show this through singing, miming, and narration.
2,000 years ago, in the city of Jerusalem, everyone was preparing for the Jewish festival of Passover. Jesus and his disciples were on their way to join in. The people were very excited when they heard he was on his way. Crowds began to gather, lining the road and covering the ground in front of him with palm leaves. As he got closer to Jerusalem, they said,
Hosanna! Welcome, Christ the King! Hosanna Jesus, Hosanna Son of God, Hosanna Christ the King. Hosanna Jesus, Hosanna Son of God, Hosanna Christ the King, Christ the King.
We use Christian meditation to allow children to relieve any worries or anxiousness that they have, and it could be something as simple as worrying about an assessment or a test that they've got coming up, or doing something that maybe puts them out their comfort zone. That allows them to have that time where they don't have any other outside influences that are coming in and saying you have to be this or you have to be that they can just simply be themselves.
I'm in the social enterprise committee, and we do lots of things, mainly with old people. We do coffee mornings sometimes, not with enterprise, just me and my pals. And it's good because you don't charge them anything for it, but they like it and they like having a chat with other young people. When we're in RE, we don't just learn about Catholicism, we do world religions like Muslims and Jews and stuff, and we learn a lot about them.
I've been a St Catholic for my whole school career. My family has a long connection with the school. Everyone makes me feel warm and welcome. Even though St Catholic is a Catholic school, I'm never made to feel different. Exactly the opposite in fact. I always feel included and treated the same as everyone else. I go to Mass with my class whenever they go, and we went to celebrate their confirmation with them. I've been so happy here and I'm very grateful to have been here. I'm expecting the same experience when they go to centenary after summer. I'm really excited.
If I had children, I'd definitely send them to a Catholic school. I wouldn't force them to believe it if they didn't want to, but I'd still want them to come and believe what I believe, and that's our religion. Just that's what I would want them to do.
The fact that it's a strong shared project among the community is very good for the young people, because I think it gives them a security and a confidence to achieve their educational goals. But also it's about the whole person.
Around Barhead it would be 2.9 miles, and then a straight line to the cathedral would be 3.9 miles, which means we would need to do 1 mile back at school.
Let's see how the last slide works. Yeah, that works.
Well, when we go to the church, I think we should play some games, and I think we should play Mr. and Mrs. and we should write down 3 facts about ourselves on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I agree.
It would probably be better if we walked up here, because then when we walk all the way around here and stop at St John's. Okay, so up this way would be St Luke's, which means if we walk up that way, we would get all the uphill done first, and then we could just walk downhill the rest of the way.
In the Catholic school, there is a direct link between our ethos and developing children's faith and our wellbeing indicators as well. Naturally, we ensure that children are included, respected, feel safe and nurtured within the school environment, and our job as teachers is to not only develop the academic side of children and raising attainment, but also that spiritual level within children as well, making them into a whole person by looking at other qualities that they have that they can bring to our society, by creating a society of people who are showing kindness and love in the image of God.
Our Catholic schools are outstanding proponents of faith-based education, and in East Renfrewshire we enjoy excellent links with the faith leaders in our community. It's been my pleasure to be involved with colleagues, parents and faith leaders in the appointment of head teachers of Catholic schools, and it never ceases to please me when I hear of the joy candidates share with panels on their honour in leading or potentially leading a school. And just yesterday, a candidate explained how privileged she felt in being able to overtly practice her faith in her workplace, ensuring that the Catholic faith permeates the school's ethos and each and every lesson, not just in 50 minutes when RE is being learned. This is the strength of values-based learning in any school, but particularly in East Renfrewshire Catholic schools. And that candidate, by the way, she was successful.
I'd like to see the next 100 years of Catholic education building on what we already have.
I know that they will continue to develop and grow, and their focus will be ensuring that they include everyone and grow to understand all young people and to support them indeed to feel included and welcomed, and that no one is excluded, as Pope Francis himself has said.
Generally speaking, Catholic schools encourage young people to be good people, to aim for higher virtues in their lives, and especially for love, service, justice, peace and harmony in the community. And Catholic schools have got quite a reputation, good reputation, for care for the poor and underprivileged. And you'll find a real sense of that among the young people in Catholic schools.
Well, I think for me the most important thing with Catholic education is the values that I feel have really been drilled into me since primary one of primary school. Going through any Catholic school, I think it's always the same. It's always the same visions, values and aims that we have in St Luke's, and you can see that in our school prayer. Before assemblies in the morning, we're always saying it, and I think in a subconscious level it's always there, it's always in your mind, even when you don't realise it does affect you and it makes you think about things. I found it, especially my last year at St Luke's doing the Caritas Award, I think it's been this year that I've realised how important Catholic education has been in developing me as a person. Because with Caritas, all kind of religion aside, it helps you reflect on you as a person and how you want to be in the world and how you want to be with other people and what talents and skills that you've got and attributes you've got that you can help and give to other people and how you can use them to the best of your ability. And I think in Catholic schools that's always in the forefront is the values, and I think that that's the most important thing.
I think that is a positive educational package which is not just good but excellent for Scotland.